Are you ready?
Agility from the champion.
Oh,
deep six. That could be it. Delivered this deep six.
This is episode 138. We are moving along. We are on the road to WrestleMania. But tonight, I am joined by our returning Brandon, a.k.a. Brad Bash. How you doing, Brandon?
Doing good. The life of a furniture salesman on President's Day weekend I have now lived, and stores can get pretty crazy, I'll tell you that. Definitely had a busy weekend and a busy day today as well, but it was fun, and also, like I said, as exciting as a furniture store could possibly be on a weekend. But how was your weekend, sir?
Good, man. Good. A little bit busy, you know how it is. But I'm gonna have it even busier the next couple of weeks. I'm literally between now and let's just say March 8th, but I think I'm gonna work on March 8th. So technically between now and March 13th, my only day off is this Saturday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm gonna work. I'm gonna run the table. I'm gonna work 20 of the next 21 days.
I remember those days. That was between working 2, if not 3 jobs. I think there was a time where I worked 29 days straight. And I was like, I need at least a day off to myself. And I finally took off like a random Tuesday because that was the only chance where my managers were working and other people could cover. I was like, yeah, I'm going to get burnt out.
Yep. This Saturday, I'm a day off coming up, which is 5 days now, almost 4. I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be bothered with anything.
Throw the phone on D&D. Ain't nobody getting to you.
Yeah.
Either just sleep it out, or if you like any sports going on, the Olympics will probably be ending around then. So let the Olympics finals run its course. But yeah, throw the phone on D&D and relax.
Absolutely. So those of you guys that are watching, this is our Monday Night Raw post show. I am joined by Brandon, a.k.a. Bash. This is episode 138. We're on the road to WrestleMania, but while we're on the road to WrestleMania, we have a pit stop in about 10 days from now. 12 days from now. Elimination Chamber, which is a week from Saturday, the 28th. That day, I only work a couple hours, so just in the morning. Then I'll have the rest of the day to myself, have some people over, Elimination Chamber night, the same people that I will be traveling to Las Vegas with for WrestleMania. I'm very excited. My whole trip is booked. Do you want to hear my itinerary before we go?
You got to give it to me, especially in Vegas, to say the least.
Okay. So I am actually going to a third day concert. It's a Christian band. They have like that country bluegrass type of feel. 30th anniversary tour. Very excited about it. They put on a really good show. Sitting 5th row at an arena. I don't know which arena it is, but it's just outside the Vegas Strip. 5th row, dead center. The next night, I'll be seeing the Fish concert at the Sphere in Vegas. That's Friday night. And then we got WrestleMania night 1 on Saturday, WrestleMania night 2 on Sunday, possibly Monday Night Raw. I'm waiting for the single night tickets to go on sale for that. Then that Tuesday, we're gonna go to Zion Park. We're probably gonna hit the Grand Canyon, North Tip, and Hoover Dam. So, and then there'll be a couple down days. One of the days we'll go out for fancy dinner. Maybe play a little roulette in between. Nothing too crazy. But that's the itinerary for Vegas.
Wow. So
I'm excited.
2 separate concerts, 2 nights of WrestleMania, potentially a third night of Wrestling with Raw, and then the gang takes on Vegas. Love that.
Pretty much almost the whole trip is paid for too, which I'm excited about.
Wow.
Nothing's sitting on my credit card right now.
There you go. Hey, if that's all good, then you take a couple hundred cash, like you said, put it on black to start the week, and then go from there.
No, see, the thing is, if you put it on black, if you say like put it on either black or red, right?
Right.
Yeah. See, the thing is, that's where my friend's like, hey, you should drop $1,000 on black, because we had this exact conversation. Like, well, see, that would be a bad thing if you lost that money on one spin. But then again, it'll be a really good thing if for some reason I hit black on my first. But yeah, we are gonna go crazy like that. And we'll definitely, probably gonna do a little. Yeah, I got a little strategy going. Bet on some corners, nothing too crazy. We have a spending limit there. We already got a game plan, which is good. So excited.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. So tonight we had our Raw post show, and we had our Monday Night Raw show that just ended a couple minutes early than usual. 10:23 it ended, and we had some good matches, but there was a lot of build in this show.
Yep.
There was a lot of build. We're building a little bit towards WrestleMania, while at the same time building towards Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely saw them trying to.
Raw?
I saw them, like you said, trying to either set up potential matches, see if they could get a few. How do you say it? See if you could get a few feelers out. Maybe try to start a feud. But there were also a few feuds that are already about to happen at Elimination Chamber, and ones that can also carry into WrestleMania, like you said. So we'll definitely see. We'll definitely talk more of how Raw went. But like you said, a good filler show where you're trying to set up a few things for your next two pay-per-views, or PLEs, I should say.
Is it just me, or is Raw lacking a little bit of star power compared to SmackDown?
I definitely agree. I see that. I see like every week the main players are all the main players. But now with Braun being hurt, the vision doesn't feel as visiony, if you will. And that's really about it. I mean, they're trying to get the new guys up and coming. We'll talk about the main event as well, because I was very impressed. But yeah, a lot of the namesake has went to SmackDown.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, like SmackDown, I mean, it's basically, Cody, Drew, Roman Reigns is going to be doing, I'm sure is going to, well, Roman's going to be shifting on to the Raws heading into as soon as Elimination Chamber is over. So Roman will be on those shows, but normally Roman's on SmackDown.
Roman's also there for 10 shows a year at best, so it's not like you're getting a lot of him.
No.
Like you said, all you have is CM Punk, which is it's not getting stale. I will not say that CM Punk is ever getting stale, but I definitely will say his thing tonight was just, I'm a fighting champion and I like to fight and fight. It's just, I don't know. There isn't much more for his story to develop into, but the people love him.
So let's get this out of the way. Speaking of star power, we have the Obafemi showed up on Raw probably about halfway through the show. You see Adam Pearce talking to Obafemi and thinking about, trying to sway him over, saying that he can offer Obafemi something better than Nick Aldis. So with that being said, I mean, Obafemi is going to be a big star. Like, he has the aura. People want to see him. People want to see him work. People are interested in where he's going to go. And people are interested in what his match is going to be at WrestleMania, essentially. He is still listed as free agent. So with that being said, I think Raw could very well benefit from having Obafemi, to add to that star power. because I think he's going to bring it right away. Um, I wonder if somehow, if he's lined up for an Elimination Chamber match, that would be very interesting. They have not really announced that yet, so I'm not too sure if that's happening. Um, but that's something I would immediately thrust him in the Elimination Chamber match, especially for the Royal Rumble outing that he did have. But I'm wondering where we are going with him, is if he's going to come out, obliterate somebody, and then maybe we hear Brock Lesnar's music go off. Like, what do we think is going to happen here?
Honestly, I'm not certain. I do know. So on Friday, I believe that he is taking on Mr. Three Syllable Kit Wilson. So I feel like now that they're putting him in matches on SmackDown, Aldis has kind of got his claws into him to keep him in SmackDown. So that's where I also think that Hobbs, right, that we saw, I think that he's going to be a guy that goes to Raw, and they're very similar in their nature, big guys that want to beat people up. So you're not going to have them on the same show. So I feel like you'll bring Hobbs into more of a Raw role when you need him, and then Oba Femi, stays on SmackDown, as we've already seen him have a little bit of a feud and could easily take on a few people on that roster.
Yeah, absolutely. Alba Femi is going to be a huge star, the biggest name in WWE. It's going to happen sooner than we know. With Braun Breaker out until you figure any time between now and late spring, early summer, this really clears the way for Alba Femi to be WWE's biggest upcoming star this year, breakout, and also could open up a new door for somebody else that otherwise would not have been open, say like a Bronson Reed, to step up in a big way for the vision, as you had mentioned a couple minutes ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you definitely see that.
So, all right, so let's run it down. Raw starts with 6-man tag match. Basically, you have the Usos come out first. They're doing their little entrance. And then you see Paul Heyman come out, interrupting that and telling them to shut the music off. The Vision basically has something to say. They're on their microphone at this point. Paul Heyman, the Vision, is upset as because of what happened last week with the Master Man doing the curb stomp on Austin Theory. So you have them coming out. And, of course, you have Jake Paul. He makes it known that he sold his $16 million Pokemon card.
Oh, God. What a way to make money. Selling a piece of plastic for $16 million.
Unbelievable. Paul Heyman tells Adam Pearce, at this point, the Vision's in the ring. You see Usos are in the crowd just chilling, watching this whole thing go down. Paul Heyman is, calling out Adam Pearce and basically wants Bronson Reed in the match at Elimination Chamber. But Adam Pearce grants Bronson Reed the match as long as he earns it and wins his match, which will take place next Monday on Raw. So we have that. And then we see LA Knight come out, and he owes the Vision a lot of receipts because of what they did to LA Knight, putting him through a car months ago. So basically we get a 6-man match in which the Vision gets the win here. Bronson Reed looks really good in this match, done by design, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Looks very good here. It's Tsunami on Jim Uso, which clinches the win for them. He also puts who did he put through the barricade tonight? LA Knight. Is that right? Puts LA. Was it LA Knight? Yeah, LA Knight goes to the barricade, so he's out of the match. Then we see Logan Paul cutting a promo, which I thought was cool. And he's kind of like leaning on the table with the microphone. And out of nowhere, the Masked Man comes in, gets on the table, and does a curb stomp onto Logan Paul, as Logan was already hunched over, so he was in perfect position to take a curb stomp onto the table. And so we see the Masked Man once again tonight.
I did sense that when Logan took the headset off of Michael, I'm like, wait, he's right by the table. So I'm like, oh wait, yeah, there's gonna be a curb stomp right onto the desk. So I sensed that, and it was only a 3 second. They didn't have it for too long. It was cool. My biggest notes from this one, couple of big spears, the tsunami for the win. I think that Michael just calls the tsunami amazing. Michael Cole just tsunami is great. They need to give him pants. I don't understand why Austin Theory and Logan Paul are wearing pants, and then Bronson Reed is wearing the singlet, and we need to see his chunky ass legs. It grosses me out. I'm sorry. Nothing. I will not body shame. I don't. But they need to put pants on this man.
I mean, unless like at least put like wrestling shorts on.
Yes,
like the singlet with the shorts.
Big Show wore it perfectly. His thighs probably looked insane for that size as well, but he had the shorts down to his knees in the singlet, and it was fine. They got to invest in that. That's LA Knight had a very cool shirt as well. I don't know if you peeped that.
I did not catch the shirt tonight.
It was a spray paint one, and I can't remember. I think it was. I don't know if it was Unstoppable or Undeniable. I think it was Undeniable, and it just looked really cool. And then, do we talk about who we think the Masked Man is?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, my joke one is that it's Floyd Mayweather trying to take on Logan Paul. And as they boxed before, and now he wants to get back to WrestleMania because the last time he was at WrestleMania was 2008 against the Big Show. So that's my joke. The actual one is it's definitely Grayson Waller. That's no question to me whatsoever. We haven't seen him too much with the New Day. He obviously has been helping them out a little bit, however. So he has a little bit of a group with him if he wants to take on the Vision. And also, who was his last partner, Austin Theory. And now Austin Theory is getting the push with the Vision. So he should say, this should be that should have been my spot. I should be the guy taking over WWE right now. So definitely Grayson Waller. He grew the beard out to kind of hide the identity, but he didn't fool me. And I'll be surprised if we don't see him affect Bronson Reed, who I think is going to win next week, get into the chamber, and then we'll see the Masked Man mess up Bronson Reed, and I don't know who's going to win to take on Drew, but most likely one of the SmackDown guys, which is why I don't think Reed wins.
So what the thing with Grayson Waller is, I mean, they could absolutely do something with if they want to. They can reveal it as Grayson Waller. And then they just do that as a feud with Austin Theory. They could do that.
Yeah, I think that's.
But easy. I think Grayson Waller might be used as a fill-in for when the final reveal happens. Even though all this time we think it's Grayson Waller, the final reveal is going to be Seth Rollins. Possibly, but
they could do. They could do like a hired gun, and hey, I need you to do this until I can come back. So I do like that as well.
Yeah, but now here's the issue though. Like, I think this whole mask thing was fully intended for Braun Breaker.
Yes.
But now that Braun Breaker, potentially, he's been given no exact timeline on when he's going to come back, but we think it's going to be like 4 to 6 months. Mm-hmm. Probably more closer to 6 months. And you can't possibly drag this storyline out that long. I don't think. So just to wait for Braun to get back. I mean this would be happening all the way till summertime. So now it seems as if they have to go in a slightly different direction and have Austin Theory and the Vision being attacked by one particular guy. I mean, unless we're gonna get a Seth Rollins versus Austin Theory or versus Bronson Reed or something like that. It just, I don't know. It just seems a little bit off to me because we know the original plan with the masked man's for Braun Breaker. But then Braun Breaker gets hurt. So where do we go? What do we do?
That's where I think, like I said, it seemed like you said they made Reed look like he was the strong guy. They obviously have the tsunami. He's taken plenty of people out over the last few weeks. So they wanted to push they wanted to push Braun Breaker as the up and comer. Now you just kind of give it, I put it in football terms, but it's always next man up.
Yeah.
So somebody's injured, who can step up and fill that role? You're already in the vision. You're a big, strong guy. You hurt a lot of people. And the fact that he was able to fly through the second rope and take out the Usos tonight, he looks like he has some damn agility on him as well at that size. So I think they're just going to kind of push Reed for the next 6 months. And then what you can do is kill the vision when Braun is able to come back, and Braun can say, hey, thanks for keeping the title warm. Now this is my vision. Give me my belt.
But when do we get the reveal of this masked man?
I think we do Elimination Chamber, and then we have a feud at WrestleMania.
But it doesn't have to really be quite a WrestleMania like at Elimination Chamber, because even after Elimination Chamber, we're still going to have 6 more weeks till Vegas, which means they could probably do it on one of the Raws too if they need more time to build up, like Bronson Reed or Logan Paul or Austin Theory, whoever's going to go against Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm. I think it can even be a triple threat or 3-on-3 where we already saw LA Knight. We know that he's in there. LA Knight could team up with Grayson. You got the two there. And then I couldn't tell you who a third could be yet. Maybe that's where – sorry while the motorcycles go by. Maybe we see either a third player from the Elimination Chamber come in. We know Javon Evans is going in tonight, so maybe he wants to go against the Vision because he's the new up-and-comer that doesn't want to conform with, these guys. So we could see Grayson, Javon, and LA Knight versus the Vision at WrestleMania and give 6 guys a chance to be in a match.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of possibilities here. I do believe that Braun Breaker being injured kind of messed up some plans here for sure. So it's almost as like WWE has to build up a new guy, like not build up a new guy, but like you said, up next they have to pick out of the Vision, which I would probably do Austin Theory, and just push him through the moon over the next couple of weeks so you have a legitimate opponent for potential Seth Rollins.
That was it. Did Braun get hurt before the Royal Rumble, and that's why he got stomped? Or was it after the Royal Rumble, and then they had to do a complete 180?
Supposedly, it was right after the Royal Rumble when Braun was pissed off on Raw, and he was damaging ringside. He lifted up the table the wrong way, apparently.
No.
So it was when he was lifting up the table.
You're telling me when he threw the table, he threw out his pec and he freaking tore his whole pec?
No. His herniated disc is back.
Oh, he underwent.
But then I also heard something that he did it in the gym.
Oh my God, no, it does. Yeah, he got a hernia from flipping the table.
So with Braun Breaker being injured, that kind of messed up the plans. Again, when Braun Breaker gets back, like WWE's like, you ready? Hey, here we go. Let's get that push going. Like we know that Braun Breaker is going to get that push again, and I think there's a really good chance that he would have gotten the title at WrestleMania or this upcoming SummerSlam, as WWE plans to put Braun Breaker in a title match for the win at a major event like a Mania or a SummerSlam. But this injury definitely did him no favor for possibly this WrestleMania and maybe even SummerSlam. But August is a long ways. He should be back before that.
For flipping a damn table, not in a match, just for flipping a damn table. What can you do, man? What can you do?
So this is part of one of my favorite parts of Raw because I love when WWE does stuff like this.
Mystery
Uh,
box.
the mystery box. Like I
Mystery
love
box.
when WWE does stuff like this. Like they have you
Mhm.
guessing and wondering what's going on here. So we see a mystery crate appear, and it says delivered to WWE. Do not open until February 28th, which is the night of Elimination Chamber. So, Brandon, I ask you, and I think this is going to be part of our top five this week, but I ask you, what was in the box? What
I
could it
wish
be?
I wish we would have had the movie ready with the clip. What's in the box? Oh my god. Um I would be surprised if it isn't a human of some sorts. I don't know too much about an NXT, so maybe it's an NXT guy that comes up. I also don't know too much about returning guys or anything like that. So it could be somebody injured, it could be an AEW guy, but I do think it is a person. I
Yeah.
don't know who.
Gobbledygooker.
Oh my god. Oh my. I can see the Undertaker coming back. Oh god.
Oh man! Oh
I-
man!
mm.
Imagine that would be if it's. Oh my gosh!
Oh,
Um,
now
so could it be a new like Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy or something? Could it be
Mm,
a title or trophy announcement? But realistically, like it is probably the start of a new angle of like somebody that's returning or going after somebody. Somebody going after somebody. Maybe this
yeah.
box gets revealed during an elimination chamber match and somebody comes out of the box.
Mm,
Somebody says that, oh, it's probably Chris Jericho, but Chris Jericho is under contract with AEW. He's still
yeah.
on the roster page. It's not going to be Chris Jericho in the box. Doubt it.
It looks so.
A leg lamp.
What's up?
A leg lamp.
Yes. Fragile. There could be fragile on the other side. You are correct. We didn't see the other side of it. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was funny though. Send it to Nick Aldis. Let him deal with it. Great
Yes.
job, Adam.
That was great.
It just said send to WWE. It doesn't. Maybe. Ooh. Maybe it's a countdown clock. And maybe it's somebody. Maybe it's a return of a return of a return or something like that.
Yeah, what if it's like one of those imagine it's like Killer Cross carrying a cross
Ooh, and
and
he's in like a thing
and
like this and
but like
everything.
he's not in there. Like it's just like he opens it up, you open it up, and then you see like the sand, the time capsule, and you see the sand pouring through the other side.
Ooh, that'd be
Like a
pretty cool.
maybe like a clock, like the TikTok type of thing. I don't know.
Hmm.
Like, what could it be? I just don't know. Very they have the WWE fans wondering, and this is probably the talk of tomorrow at the water cooler, is what is in that box.
I like a ooh, maybe a Bianca return.
I don't think so, just because it hasn't been confirmed by anybody that I've noticed reliable yet.
Mm-hmm.
So until I hear, the IWC was reporting today that she just had surgery on her hand or finger.
Really?
Yeah,
Hmm.
supposedly. Again, is the IWC saying this? I don't know that for sure.
A third El Grande Americano.
Oh my gosh! How about Wardlow
That'd be funny.
with Dr. Britt Baker?
Ooh. Joe Hendry.
Right?
We just all have to say
That
his
makes
name, and
sense.
then
Say
he
his
kicks
name,
out the
yeah.
box. Yeah, we haven't seen him WWE yet. No.
He's an NXT champion.
He's NXT champion now. I know I saw he just won that. And then we saw him at WrestleMania. He took on Randy.
Orton, yeah.
And I think that was the only time he's WWE'd.
Yeah, because like he was still on a TNA contract, so like the
Right.
partnership contract with WWE, but now he's on the Joe Hendry is on a full WWE contract now, TNA World Champ, and then I guess we'll go from there. But he's officially NXT roster.
I guess we'll see on Elimination Chamber what the crate is. And if we get any clues from Nick Aldis on Friday on Sci-Fi, make sure it's not on Fox, as they had to allude 17 times tonight.
Well, for me, it's on Netflix.
Ah, yes,
Yeah,
you can
for me, it's on
VPN it,
Netflix.
right.
So I use the overseas VPN for NordVPN.
VPN.ru for Russia. Pick theirs.
So I watch all my SmackDowns, Raws, NXTs, pay-per-views, PLEs, all on Netflix because I use the out of country VPN for that.
Very smart.
Yes. So moving on, for those of you guys that are watching, feel free to join the conversation. Want to hear your comments on what you guys thought about Monday Night Raw tonight. Feel free to hit that subscribe button. That will help us out, help us get the word out. But join our conversation. Subscribe below, and also somewhere below, throw a comment. And we want to hear what you guys thought of Monday Night Raw. Coming up, we are talking the Americanos. So we see El Grande Americano. He is mad that the OG Americano, I'm going to get a little tripped up here by saying Americano every other word here, but just bear with me. So we see the OG Americano has a spot in the Elimination Chamber. And that the El Grande, let's just call him El Grande, is a little pissed off that he does not have a spot. And Pierce basically tells him all spots are filled, and he's mad that the OG Americano has a spot in a qualifying match. Anyway, that being said, he said all matches are filled. And then Pierce is like, well, what else am I supposed to do for you? And El Grande goes on to say, how about the IC title? Which I thought was pretty interesting because him and Dominic have kind of worked together on and off. They're kind of like not like feuding quite possibly, but they're kind of like sort of split up on the AAA brand of WWE, but on the main roster, if you don't watch AAA, you wouldn't really know that was going on. But Dominic and El Grande really haven't been like working hand in hand too much as of late. So Pierce is like, all right, you want the IC title? You gotta earn it by winning the match against Penta. So we see Penta and El Grande Americano in a 1-on-1 match, and so that's what we got. We got Penta versus Grande, El Grande Americano for the number one contendership for the IC title, and the match is going very, very good match, and basically towards the end we see the original Grande Americano prevents Bravo from interfering, as Bravo was going to help El Grande cheat by handing him the piece of metal. We see El Grande underneath the ring. I'm sorry, we see OG Americano. Let's just say Chad Gable. He's under the ring. and basically prevents Bravo from interfering. El Grande is distracted, wondering what the heck was going on. And then we see Penta hit the Mexican Destroyer on El Grande Americano. And El Grande takes the loss to Penta. Penta is the new number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship, which quite possibly we see on one of the upcoming Raws or at Elimination Chamber. What did you think of this rundown that we just did?
I think the decision is right. I think that you are moving towards El Grande versus El Grande at WrestleMania, which is awesome. And I think that that's really, I think Penta also deserves a belt. So I think calling out Dom the way that CM Punk did tonight was smart, calling him a non defending champion. Let's give it to Penta and let's get Penta defending the belt. And he can have his AAA, and still be the best luchador till he loses it to somebody down there. Probably a Mr. Iguana, because that's who we just saw at the Royal Rumble, which I did call as well.
Yeah, so Dominic is in a feud right now with Vikingo.
Okay.
And,
yeah, I could see him losing that soon as well.
Well, supposedly it's a hair versus hair match.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to let Dom lose that.
No.
He's known for the stash and the mullet now.
Yeah. He cannot go back to 2020 Dominic for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be horrible.
Okay.
So yeah, we see the original Americano attack El Grande. Almost takes his mask off, but the Ryu and Bravo come to El Grande's save. Chad Gable standing tall in the ring. You know that they're going to visit that match 1-on-1. Definitely for, I would say, WrestleMania for sure.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, are you taking off for WrestleMania?
I don't know yet.
That's like a national holiday.
I know, but the good thing is it's all like saved now. So if you miss it, you can just watch it again.
This
and with
is true.
I also don't know. I mean, because the UFC has been very different as well, where who knows what they're going to do with the Paramount deal and everything. Like UFC used to have like months and months booked out. Now they don't have anything past, I think March 13th or something like that. So, or March 14th. So I also have to see what they plan on doing that Saturday night. So, yeah, we'll see. But I don't know. If I don't take off, I'll probably, if it's in Vegas, it's probably going to be like a 6 o'clock like start, right?
So since WrestleMania is in Vegas, it's going to start at 4 o'clock, I believe.
Like
Vegas time,
4 o'clock, which would make New York
7 o'clock New York.
7 o'clock New York, 4 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah.
Even if they do 3 and 6, then I'll probably tell my job I can open and then work until 5. That would be perfect to get a nice 7-8 hour day in.
It's a national holiday.
I know. No, hey, as long as if I can work, because like I said, on the weekends is my normal big days of sales. So if I can work during the day and then still be able to get home by 6 o'clock with, a couple of beers handy and ready to watch night one, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And then same Sunday night, we close at 7 o'clock anyway. So I'll just ask to leave at 6 and I'll be perfect.
Not bad.
Works out.
So we have dissension backstage with Judgment Day because JD, McDonough, and Dom wanted to hurt Punk tonight in an effort to help out Finn win the title. But Finn wants to do his Finn is pretty much set on doing this on his own. He wants to prove that he's a champion and win on his own. Punk was talking to Finn tonight as Judgment Day had Punk surrounded in the ring, and JD was ready to pounce on Punk along with Dominic, but Finn Balor held them back. And I'm wondering if we're seeing the beginning of a face turn where maybe, quite possibly, they're setting up Finn versus Dominic or Finn versus JD McDonough WrestleMania if Finn Balor is not in the title picture, that is.
Yeah, true. Maybe all three of them. That'd be cool. Just have
Yeah,
a triple threat match for
like
the
I feel
IC
like
title if Dom has it.
Judgment Day, as we know it, is might not be the same, as we go throughout this year.
That is very true. I will say, pretty good promo by Finn. However, he dropped some real knowledge in there, and then
Yes, he did.
CM Punk with a funny line. What are these two idiots doing? Uh, and then he goes, yeah, look at, he said, Judgment Day has been an anchor around your neck. You'd think that you're supposed to bring them up. However, they're bringing you down. This guy has 2 titles and never defends them. And this guy needs help getting in the ring because his head's too big. Like, yo, dropping bars on JD. Literally his first minute back. Just, you got a big head. Like, crazy. And then they got the
Amazing.
bobblehead chance. Oh god, I feel bad for
Yes,
JD.
CM
Feel
Punk
so
is gotta
bad.
go.
Literally just came back after who knows what injury he had, because looking like you almost break your neck and only being out for a month versus an unknown injury that kept you out for 2 months is crazy.
I think his injury was shoulder too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was
That would
shoulder.
make
It was
sense.
shoulder related. Yeah, wasn't anything serious. Thank God, nothing serious with his neck.
That's anytime you're anywhere close to that, yeah, he's gonna have to really be careful.
So we had the AJ Lee promo tonight. She wants to. She basically a couple key points. She wants to fight everybody, but she says that all roads basically lead to Becky. She's basically goes on to say that Becky's like jealous and mad that AJ Lee's merch sales does better, that she's liked more, and that AJ also said that she's basically given Becky Lynch a 10-year head start to get over, and still hasn't caught up to AJ Lee. I thought that was a pretty big line there. And then she also goes on to say, without Becky, maybe she wouldn't have even come back to WWE to prove that she can still go and be a champion. But then it picks up, it gets intense. She basically invites Becky into the ring, and she's yelling at Becky like, "Hit me, hit me!" And Becky Lynch is like, "No, I'm not going to play into that. Memphis doesn't get to see a fight tonight." And so that was that. What did you think of that promo with AJ Lee tonight?
Another good one. I'm kind of surprised that Becky didn't take the cheap shot, but I guess that they're same thing that Finn is doing, at least showing a little bit of respect and wants them at their best, which I kind of like because there's definitely been a lot of attacking lately to try to weaken your opponent. So maybe next week we see the attacks instead, but this week they kind of, like I said, 2 attacks that could have happened. They let slide in both of those promos. Becky Boo Boo is now my favorite new nickname in wrestling because that was hysterical. And that was really about it. Oh yeah, no, she said that this is, Becky said to AJ that this is the retirement match that you also never deserved. And I'm like, oh, that's a mean line, but it is true. Like AJ left at a very young age, and now she does get a chance to come back after a decade. But we'll see if it's a one-off, if she loses, but does it in a styled fashion where it looks like she can still move in the ring and actually does come back to wrestle some people, or if she wins and takes the belt into WrestleMania.
We had let's see here. Let's get that for now. Really quick, we had Natty versus Bailey versus Asuka triple threat qualifier. Basically, already in the elimination chamber for the women is Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, and Tiffany Stratton. Which I'm led to believe that based on what the IWC has been saying about Bianca Belair, that quite possibly we won't get her. Again, none of this has been confirmed, but it's quite possible that it looks like this is going to be a setup. Just as of now, for Tiffany Stratton to win this match and go into WrestleMania to face Jade Cargill, which is more than likely what's going to happen. I can't see anybody else facing Jade Cargill. And then, as we saw earlier in the night, Liv Morgan had her sit down with Michael Cole and basically did not come out to say who she was going to face yet, because we had Stephanie Vakir interrupt that interview and was basically talking down on Liv Morgan to the point where Liv Morgan walked out of there upset.
And Michael Cole said it, and I did want to go check it out before. It is, the interview's fully, which it is an interview, but it's fully on Twitter, and it's entirely captioned in English. She didn't really say much to make anyone cry. She didn't attack Liv at all, and obviously Liv didn't understand 90% of what was being said. So I don't understand the crying by that means at all. The only thing that she really said was, like, to sum most of it up, was that, you said you put in 10 years of work. I'm the one that put in work. I come from Chile, a place that didn't really know wrestling in the first place, and now I've been all around the world. WWE has handed you everything. I had to work for this, and this title means more to me than just a title. It shows the opportunity that every girl should have and that a lot of people don't have. So I'm going to show you what a real champion is. But again, nothing really to cry about. She didn't really attack Liv, say anything mean or rude, just kind of, she did say that you choose to hide behind Judgment Day and you choose to hide behind your man. Well, now there's nowhere left to hide.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I wouldn't have had Liv Morgan walk out of there crying, because now you have Liv Morgan looking weak there.
Correct.
Like, if anything, I would have had Liv Morgan, like, fuming in the face and have her storm out.
Right.
But
like,
not
just
crying,
grab
'cause
Dom
now-
and just walk out.
Yeah, because now you just
yeah.
kind of make her look a little weak there. So
Yeah.
I wasn't really too much of a fan of that, to be honest.
And now
You
what
had
you do,
Dominic comforting her later on.
right? And you already had Raquel take on Vicaire, so it's not like you can it's that blah 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 rehash that. Yeah. It's not like you can bring that up again and have her go attack her because she was speaking badly in Spanish, and then we just have a Spanish yell off that, again, 95% of the audience isn't going to understand fully. I luckily understood bits and pieces while I was watching it, but
yeah,
that's 7 years of high school and college Spanish for you. I understand 12 words. Okay.
Bailey gets tapped out by Asuka during this women's eliminator match. Natty gets jumped from behind at the entrance by Maxine. So I'm led to believe that we're setting up for a one-on-one Maxine versus Natty, possibly Mania. So we'll have to see what happens there.
I think that'll be another one where it'll be like the third. You know how they always do best of three. So one Raw, Natty wins. Second Raw, Maxine wins. Third rubber match, as they call it in baseball, that rubber match will be at WrestleMania. So I feel like over the next 6 weeks, we'll see them face off twice.
Yeah, and then have like a final one last blow off match, like a stipulation match.
That rubber
Mania.
match. And yeah,
I would like to see like a street fight.
Well, that's they'll call it a dungeon match or something like that because Natty came from the dungeon. I can't remember. I think they worked in the dungeon together, right? Yeah, that's where she brought her in.
Dungeon, yeah.
Yeah, so they'll call it a dungeon match, and then you'll see Maxine have to lock into her coaching. Maybe she'll go back to, oh my God, maybe she'll come out in the luchador mask and go work with the OG El Grande Americano.
Oh my gosh.
I can't. Oh, that would be fantastic.
We already talked about Oma, and then so we kind of skipped over it in a way, but Punk basically says that in his promo earlier with Judgment Day, he basically says that Adam Pearce says that Punk is jeopardizing the main event by constantly showing up. And then Punk made a good retort to that. Just because you're in the playoffs doesn't mean you miss the regular season games. And then Punk says that Finn has earned the beating that he is about to give Finn Balor, and also payback for ruining his one last final match with AJ Styles. So, so yeah, that was a little bit of a detail that I missed there, and that's what led up to the interruption.
Which also doesn't really make sense because, like, if you lose in the playoffs, then you don't make it to the Super Bowl, World Series, whatever you call it. So if Punk loses this match, he doesn't make it to the Super Bowl. He doesn't make it to WrestleMania. So he made a really bad reference there, but it's all right. I'll let it slide the one time.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of thought it made sense. Like,
it's not if it wasn't for the title, it's a regular season match. You just get to see CM Punk wrestle, which if you're a CM Punk fan, great. But this is a playoff match because this is basically this is the match before the Super Bowl, before the World Series, before your World Cup. So if he loses, he doesn't make it to the Super Bowl. So, this is the playoffs. And
if you want to really make this WrestleMania, Road to WrestleMania interesting, next week you have Finn Balor beat CM Punk in Chicago. Because CM Punk beat him in his home country in Ireland. What really would have made sense was to have Finn win and then drop it back to Punk in Chicago. But you can still do this. Have Finn win the title in Chicago, and then somehow Punk gets a rematch on a following Raw within like 2 or 3 weeks after. Maybe like 4 weeks out from WrestleMania, and Punk wins the title back. And then we reset up Punk versus Roman Reigns. So because Pierce has been going on for weeks that Punk has been coming out and jeopardizing the main event match at WrestleMania between Punk and Roman. This would really feed into the storyline. Have Punk further jeopardize the road to WrestleMania of Punk and Roman by losing to Finn, but then Finn Balor loses it back to Punk. And then we're off to the races where we now have the official program with Punk and Roman underway, where Roman shows up on Raw. And then somehow you have Judgment Day cost Finn Balor the belt. And then you have Finn feud with somebody in Judgment Day. Unless they want to somehow put Finn Balor and do a triple threat with Roman and Punk. You could do something like that, where Finn Balor comes out as the Demon, maybe, at WrestleMania, and being a triple threat, and then wins at WrestleMania.
Maybe. I think he said he's done with the Demon, but you never know. I don't know. I feel like Roman would be upset if he won the Royal Rumble and had to share his moment.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
So this would feed more into the storyline of Pierce, constantly, telling Punk, hey, you're jeopardizing the storyline. Well, the main event match. But what would be more interesting than to jeopardize it even more with Finn winning the belt, but then dropping it back to Punk like 2-3 weeks later?
True.
Unlike a Saturday night's main event.
Yeah. I guess we'll see in 12
Punk
days.
gets a rematch clause, wins the Saturday night's main event, and then then we're off to the races. The next 4 weeks of Raws where Roman and Punk are, basically about to get into get into a fight, break some brawl breakups, some more promo talk. Roman Reigns will be on some more Raws, especially after Elimination Chamber is over. Pretty much every Raw in March, and I think one Raw in April before Mania.
Mm.
So this is what I was reading. So then, last but not least, for those of you guys that are watching, hit that subscribe button, please. This will help us out. Anyway, we had the main event: Gunther versus Javon Evans versus Dom Mysterio, and a pretty good match we had here.
Mhm.
But one of the major storylines of this is Dragon Lee coming out and hitting Gunther with the ring bell for the disrespect that he's given him and AJ Styles over the last number of weeks. Obviously, this is going to lead to a match we could potentially get for WrestleMania. Maybe. I'm not too sure if this is a WrestleMania caliber match. Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe they do this. With 8 weeks to go, I can't see them dragging out a Dragon Lee versus Gunther program all the way to WrestleMania. But that being said, we are headed there. Dragon Lee attacking Gunther basically costs Gunther a spot to get into the chamber match next week. So that sets up that. We see Dominick Mysterio, 619, Javon Evans. Then Dominick Mysterio gets to the top rope, but misses the frog splash as Javon Evans gets out of the way. Then he follows up with the OG Cutter and Dominick Mysterio. And Javon gets the win here. So Javon joins Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and LA Knight in this elimination chamber match. Pretty impressive spot for Javon Evans here.
I was very surprised by that, especially considering I could have. I mean, you already have big names in there, so I think it's kind of the way where you put Kofi in the Royal Rumble just to lose every year. It's the way where you put Austin Theory in a few years back to just have him get thrown off the top by Brock, which is a crazy spot. He's going to be a spot taker in this match. But oh my God, if he's not going to do some crazy bouncy stuff in this chamber, it's going to be fantastic.
Oh,
But
Javon Evans is going to be
gonna-
jumping off of that. He's going to be jumping off the whatchamacallit?
Like the cage,
the cage doorway.
Glass cages and everything. He's going to be everywhere.
Yeah.
But the thing is Cody's not going to be doing none of that. Randy's not going to be doing none of that. Who's the other one? LA Knight's not going to be doing any of that.
No.
If you put Gunther in the match, he ain't going to be doing none of that. You put Bronson Reed in there, he ain't going to be doing none of that. And then you would have the other guy is going to be either Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes, or Damian Priest. That's going to be the SmackDown one for that 5th and 3rd final SmackDown spot. That'll be Friday on Sci-Fi, so make sure anybody catches that if they are Friday night SmackDown fans. However, I think the smartest thing to do is put Trick Williams in that as well, so you also have a up-and-comer with a little bit more speed that can fly around a little more, or Carmelo Hayes. And
I don't want Carmelo Hayes in there just for this one reason, because he's the United States champion.
Yeah, you can
he
do
needs
a lot.
to be doing United States Championship stuff if he's the United States champion. That's why I was kind of not really feeling like Dominic in a qualifying match. Like whoever's a champion already, I don't think think made sense to be in any qualifier match.
Yeah.
I think you need to, instead of going for the qualifying matches, you need to if you're an IC title holder or a US title holder, you need to do IC or US title stuff or tag team title stuff. You know,
absolutely. So yeah, I think and also randomly, but we heard "Whoop That Trick" like 5 times tonight.
Oh yeah, that chant wasn't even there.
Yeah, he's not even there. So I think that he's organically growing. And now again, if you're Nick Aldis or any of the writers watching watching Raw and going into SmackDown going, no, we need that. That's awesome. Because now everyone's going, why are people saying whoop that Trick? Oh, it's this guy Trick Williams that's on SmackDown. Let's go watch that show as well. So yeah, I think you definitely got to put him in. Him and Javon together are going to have some great spots. And then you're going to definitely I feel like that'll be my Friday pick there. And then I'd say probably winner is going to be Cody. You obviously get that Cody versus Drew. And then who knows what Jacob Fatu does in this whole situation now. I also do see Jacob Fatu taking on Obafemi as well. And he could try to take out the whole group by himself.
Yeah, we'll have to see. It's an interesting dynamic how we have Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu both feuding with Drew McIntyre at the same time. Yet Jacob Fatu is not in the match elimination chamber. One would expect that Jacob Fatu will probably interfere in this chamber match, possibly if they're trying to go into the direction of Drew versus Cody versus Jacob Fatu. So we'll have to see. As far as LA Knight goes, I don't see LA Knight winning this chamber. I mean, they could. The IWC has been running their mouths talking about, possibly LA Knight going against Brock Lesnar, which would be, I don't know if I'm feeling that, but it could be a way to, give LA Knight more of a rub to propel him into some kind of title match later in the year. But in my opinion, you got to go Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar to establish like the whole ruler of the WWE and kind of let him get his push from there. Cody seems to be the favorite. That would be wild if Cody wins the chamber and then wins at WrestleMania, because I've been at Cody's first 2 title wins already. WrestleMania 40 and at SummerSlam in Meadowlands. So if Cody wins again, I'll be at his first 3 title wins, which is wild.
Okay, yeah, that'd be pretty crazy.
That'd be pretty crazy, yeah. So, me being a pretty big Cody fan, I mean, I love Cody Rhodes. Is my favorite, but like the mystique is kind of worn off a little bit. Like I'm more gravitated to like Obafemi a little bit. But anyway, that pretty much covers all of a Monday Night Raw for the most part. Do you have any last minute comments, concerns, any emotional outbursts about tonight's Monday Night Raw?
Did anything really catch my eye? Oh, the LA Knight shirt was unchosen. That is what that said.
Ooh.
That was what I was saying. Yes, it was very cool. I think does the back say something? Let me see if I can find it on the gear. Oh, it does. It's unchosen. And then I don't know if it's probably the brightness. And then it's going to say my way on the other side there.
Interesting.
So pretty cool. They got it in the red for anyone that likes LA Knight. He is definitely my dude, but a $40 t-shirt, we might have to wait a little bit on that, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll wait until there's not going to be any deals anytime soon. We missed the President's Day deal. It's the only way to get anything off.
Well, listen, it's WrestleMania season, so there's going to be some. There'll be some WrestleMania promotions too.
Yeah,
I've been constantly on the website, taking a look at WrestleMania merch. So I'm waiting for that to come up, because I'm going to buy my merch for sure.
Yeah, well, I do know that Hot Topic sells a bunch of WWE stuff. It looks like Shein also sells it. So, I mean, it'll be cheap nonsense on there, but it's better than spending $40. Or you can probably get it. Oh my God, Hot Topic has the Dominick Mysterio shirt for $15.
That's funny.
We all remember Hot Topic from back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. All right. Is that it? We love LA Knight. I hope that Bronson Reed puts on some pants. AJ Lee is still skipping everywhere, which is hysterical to me.
Yeah.
And
I loved her promo tonight. She meant business.
Oh yeah, no, that's today was today was also a very big promo night as well. So a lot of
It was.
Facebook,
I
a
mean,
lot
we
of
only got
talking.
like 3 matches if I'm calculating correctly.
The triple threat, the tag match,
And then Grande versus Penta.
and Grande versus Penta. So 4 matches there. So
That's weird.
with
2.5
2.5 hours, yeah, they got to figure that out just a little bit more. Like I said,
I mean, listen, we got a bunch of promos and stuff in between, so like you know, it was okay. It's not like the show really dragged or anything. Like it didn't feel like a 2.5 hour show. And plus, I had my head down a lot. Like I was trying to, you know, edit tonight's thumbnail for the show and take notes and stuff. So I kind of had my head down for quite a bit of the show. But so the show kind of felt kind of like fast for me anyway. But those of you guys that are watching, we will be back next week with a Raw reaction. Also, next week we will be debuting somebody who will be on our team to help take over the AEW portion of our show. We'll be covering AEW starting next Wednesday. We'll be doing a couple of those throughout the months ahead. We haven't covered AEW in many months. We've been very, very WWE heavy, so we got to kind of tilt the scale a little bit. So we've been talking about AEW next. Where were we at? What's today? So, oh wow, on the 25th. So that's next Wednesday. We'll be talking to AEW. And then AEW's got their pay-per-view coming up, Revolution, which their Dynamites have been really good lately. So I've been making an attempt to watch their shows on Wednesday. Don't really bother with the Collision too much because it's just too much wrestling to watch to keep up with. But anyway, as our team grows even more, I'll have people responsible for watching AEW, so I don't have to watch it or feel obligated to watch it, although it's been a good show. But anyway,
my dad loves it. He sends me every night. I don't know. It was just on Saturday, but
it was Grand Slam.
Oh, okay. I had to work until 9:30 or so that night. So my dad's texting me like, "You got to put on this match. You got to watch this one. You got to watch." I'm like, "Dad, I'm working. Like, I'm with a guest right now." But I saw a couple of the like highlights of the ones that he showed me and everything. Like while he was texting me, they're the closest thing to ECW that ECW was back in the early 2000s. I mean that. They're breaking every bone in their damn body. I don't know how these guys are wrestling every week with the decisions that they make at AEW.
It's wild. The stuff that they do with Darby Allin, especially, he's the one that puts his life on the line, literally.
He is made of vibranium or something, because I don't know how he takes what he takes. And then the next week goes, yeah, I'll do something even better than what I did last week. Sure, why not?
And then, of course, John Moxley has to bleed every single match that he's in.
He's gonna look like New Jack with the freaking lines down his forehead, all right here. He's gonna have them all on his bald head. He's just gonna have little spots because it's always right here and it always comes right down here. So all on his hairline, he's just gonna have little nicks and marks and everything.
That's wild.
Crazy.
Anyway, those of you guys that are watching, thank you so much for hopping on. Make sure you comment and like and subscribe to our channel. That will help us out. Brandon, thank you so much for hopping on tonight for episode 138. And we will see you next week. Good night, everybody. Hit that subscribe button. Later.
Agility from the champion.